Wanna dance my clothes away, party all night in the rain. Baby, join me, make you feel electric. And if you don't know what to do, grab my hand and follow through. On your skin, I'll make you feel electric. Feel electric. Yeah.
Hi.
Hello there, you lovely, incredible woman. It's so great to have
Hello.
you here. I'm so excited. You know.
Me too. We've been walking together for a long time here, Asia.
Okay,
We've been
okay,
we've been
okay.
yes.
You know, coming together like this can only be a creator thing. It was just the way it happened, and the way I don't know. It's just so many pieces to it, and it's so incredible and heart wrenching. I'm just really thrilled at what God is building around me, a fortress. And you are definitely one of those incredible leading officers in that fortress. I mean, just in that army. It's just amazing. I'm so glad that he's
Mm,
about to change the world, I believe, because of women like us, you know, women who, and of course, men. I don't discredit them at all, but I'm just talking about ladies jamming together. And okay,
okay. You
yes,
know I understand. I'm
I
here
know,
for
right? I know
it.
you're so in tune with what I'm saying, you know. And so I want to jump right into it. I just want,
Yeah.
it's too big of a story for me to ask you to tell me your story, so to speak. But for you to pull a few pieces out of it, one of my favorite pieces out of your story is what you do with the goddess bath comes from your
Yeah.
grandmother, you know, and so that fires me up because I'm passing on things to my granddaughters and grandsons, and to see it happening, and to see the fruit of your grandmother's being and how
Mm,
you do this bath. And I'm gonna tell you
yeah.
before you get into it. I'm trying not to go too far before you get started, but I was taking luxury baths, honey, before I met you. I was taking luxury baths. They was all that, but girl, when I got into the goddess bath experience, that was a whole nother level.
Yes, it is. It does take the bath to a whole other level. And thank you for just bringing me here and blessing me with the opportunity to share with your community. And oh my God, that intro is everything. Let me just say, it is live, honey. I was like, oh my gosh, I am in love with the intro. It's so good. The merch and everything.
Oh,
So
thank you, thank you, thank you. See, that means everything to me. Thank you. Yes. So, just tell me, as much as you can, a little synopsis about Nicole events and what makes you you.
oof, wow, so many things,
I
right?
know. Yeah.
So many things make up who we all are. And so I'll just start with my namesake. Nicole Dominique Levens is who I am. My friends and family call me Nikki, and I'm what you would call a multi hyphenate talent. So I'm a full time actress, singer, songwriter, community leader, founder, organizer at the Goddess Bath Experience, international public speaker, and just all around creative, spiritual, intuitive. And I'm originally from New Orleans, Louisiana. That's where I was born and raised. That's where I learned this system, this manifestation process called the Goddess Bath Experience from my grandmothers. It wasn't named this. In fact, there was no name to it at all. My grandmother would do these healing baths for me when I was sick, as a child. And she would put like herbs and oils and different things into the water. Sometimes she would put me in an ice bath if I had a fever, and I know ice baths are all the rage now. And I'm like, I've been doing that since I was a little girl. My grandma would throw me in a tub with some cold water and then get a bag of ice to lower my temperature. So, all of these like nouveau riche, seemingly like practices that we see in the wellness space are really ancient rituals that have been passed down, and now we're reinfusing them back into modern society, into the wellness industry, which is beautiful. And one of the things that I know that I've come to do is to clearly share these rituals that have been passed down from our ancestors. And so the Goddess Bath experience is one of those things that I have been able to not only use for myself, but now have been called to share with other women, which is something that I never thought that I would do. Like when I was a child, I wanted to become an actress. I wanted to move to LA and do the Hollywood thing. And I did do that. Like my first movie was Pitch Perfect. Like almost a year out of college, I booked my first big feature, and I had LA come calling. I had representation from Los Angeles after seeing me in that movie contact me and say, "Hey, do you want to move out to LA?" And so I did. Like I actually had the dream happen. And then once I got to LA, I realized, number one, it is definitely harder than working in a different market, but there was so much of the inner work that I hadn't done. And in fact, I really hadn't done much of any of it outside of these baths and just like astrology. There were things that had always been around as a child, but I wasn't doing like the deep inner work, deep personal development work that I'm doing now, that I teach now. And I was constantly self-sabotaging. Like opportunities would show up and I couldn't even see them as opportunities. Like everything was an obstacle. My dream had already manifested and I really couldn't even see that the dream I had been dreaming my entire life had already happened, because there was so much pain and hurt that I was moving from in my life versus the blessings in my life. And so that had me open up the doors to doing personal development work, which then opened up the doors for me to now become a leader in this industry as well, which is never something that I thought I would be doing, but it's become a part of my past. And I have to thank COVID for that, because if I'd not had that opportunity to sit down and take that pause and really get clear on the other things in my life that wanted to come through, that wanted to have some of that spotlight, that wanted to be birthed through me, I don't know when this would have come out. It was something I was doing. It was something that my friends knew that I was doing, that I was sharing in my very intimate, immediate circle, but it wasn't this global international community company that it has become. We weren't, I wasn't leading and sharing this in such a global scale that I am now. And so I have to say that I've become someone that is guided by her intuition. I choose to answer the call every single time. And so there's so many things that I could share about myself, as many of us can, because we are all multi-hyphenated beings. We are all very highly intelligent, highly intuitive, highly creative beings. We all are. It just choose to manifest in different ways, depending on what our gifts and our talents are. Those are mine. And there's so much more in depth I can go in any of those directions about my journey, but I'll leave it there for now.
Okay. Well, let me ask you things.
Yeah.
Number one, I know you're on here with me because you know that I'm on a journey. When you met me, I was already on the reverse side of this journey, so to speak. I was getting larger. I was getting more unhealthy. All of those things were happening to me during these years since I've known you, since this time. And it came to like 100 pounds overweight, and I came to not hardly being able to move. It came to not being able to breathe well. It came to the battle that I was having with my spirit and my knowing that I was so unique and so different and so entrepreneurial, that I felt like I was outside circles that I was running into, and then I ran into the goddess circle. You know what I mean? The Nicole Levines and Jolie Dawns and all of you guys, and you were speaking this language. You were saying, you are the greatest. You are a queen. You are in the queendom. You are, and you ask yourself to forgive yourself. Number one, that was the one that stuck to me the most. Helping me to say, Asia, I'm so sorry. You know what I mean? I know that you've been there, and I know that you've always been incredible. And I was allowing other voices to come in and do that. So I'm older. I just turned 75, and it's a gas. I love it, love it, love it, love it, love it, love it, right? And I'm going to increasingly wear it like the badge of honor that it is. I'm going to increasingly flash it like the gorgeous being that it is, because aging is that. It's increasingly gorgeous, And so I want to pass that on to all older people, not just older women. I have T-shirts that are being designed that have that punch to it that says to an older woman or older man, you are forever gorgeous, And I know that that is the message that especially the person that is aging needs to hear. One of the things that is inspiring me is that as I started to share that I was going to go out every day, no matter what. If it's raining, if it's snow, whatever it's doing, wherever I am, I'm walking at least a mile. That seemed an impossible vision for me at first, right? So, what do you have to say to aging people, and what do you think of them, and what's in your repertoire, so to speak, your menu of services that includes that aging person who's aging into his or her beauty?
Thank you so much for this question, Asia. And it's so timely for me because I'm so tuned into my ancestors and my grandparents. And right now, my grandmother, she's 96. She'll be 97 in October. And the last year and a half, really, like every couple of weeks, she's in and out of the hospital. And she was in the hospital this past weekend, and we thought we were going to lose her. And her mind is sharp as a tack, but her body is starting to give out because of lack of self-care. Like she was that grandmother that took care of everybody before her. She would cancel all of her doctor's appointments, all the things for her to take care of everybody else. But as a result, her body never got the care that it needed because she was so worried and focused on everybody else, nurturing. Coming from a loving place, however, as I teach in the Goddess Path experience, it's like we get to give from the overflow. It's not about taking from ourselves, leaving ourselves empty so someone else can have. That doesn't work because then we're not here to support our loved ones that we want to continue supporting. And so she's been such a prime example for me of really, really being so intentional about my mental, physical, and spiritual health because it's mind, body, soul alignment. Because if we, especially nowadays, as technology is moving so rapidly, we are living longer. The average life expectancy has doubled. And so, and that's only going to it's only going to get higher as technology increases. So that means our bodies, our physical bodies get to learn how to keep up. And it can't. Like our bodies regenerate. Like we literally have new, like every 7 years, all of our cells like completely turn over. Every single day, our cells are regenerating. Like we have regenerative power. So I think it's something so powerful about what you're doing because you do have the process within us. We do have, this is something that I've learned from one of my mentors, Queen Afua, is that I have the power to heal my body. I have the power to heal my body. And that's the main message I would say to anyone who is aging, because we all are aging, no matter what age you are at, you are aging.
Yes, we are.
We're all aging. And so
yes.
You have the power to heal your body. And so what does that look like? It's about getting clear. Like you said, I'm every single day, rain or shine, no matter what, I'm walking a mile.
Yes.
Right? Like getting disciplined, getting intentional. And that's going to look different for everybody. Like for me, it came down to like really my eating habits because I'm already pretty active, but it's like, what am I putting inside of my body that's not supporting the condition of my health? And it was a lot of unlearning and reprogramming what to eat. And especially as a woman of color in the United States, when we talk about soul food, Southern food, Cajun food, that's slave food. It's food that's been passed down from generations of working in the field so they can hold um, more food, not more food, but like hold more nutrients in
Yeah,
their
yeah,
body.
yeah.
And the worst part of the animal, the worst part of anything. And so, like, that's been passed down now as soul food, but it's really trash you're putting in your body. It's not healthy. It's not supportive. All the fried food, fast food, processed food, that doesn't work for anyone. It's not actual food. Food that is alive is what we're supposed to be eating. So fresh, fresh foods that are still living is what we're supposed to be eating. So I think holistically, out of whatever everything that I'm sharing is that what I would say is that you have the power to heal your body and you get to take control and ownership of what that looks like. And depending on the current health condition that you have, it's going to look different for everybody. You know, speak with your holistic practitioners, speak with your doctors. You know, the medical industry is under a lot of scrutiny right now. There's a big shift happening within the medical industry because of the types of medications that are being prescribed, because of the level of side effects that then create another disease and another disease. And so I think the future of medicine, the future of health, is shifting drastically, and we're going to see a lot of different ways of being and eating, and what health looks like is going to be different as we move into the future. And so, what I would say too is like, get curious,
Get
get
curious.
curious,
Get curious. I love that advice. Get
yeah,
curious.
get
Yeah.
curious.
Yeah. That covers the whole gamut. Get curious. Yes. Okay. I am curious, so I will apply that curiosity to my healthy living. Um, I want so much for people like you who have, like you said, you went from that point of saying, wait, something is wrong. I'm not putting the right things in my body because I know I'm moving enough, but what is going on? And so you brought along some um, ways of life, so to speak. How am I going to eat? What am I going to eat? I'm a taste buds kind of girl. When I pray to God and thank Him for things, one of the things that I know He laughs at when I'm thanking Him is me thanking Him for my taste buds because I go off about that. I'm like, you didn't have to give me that. That was like one of them bonuses off the chain. You could have just made me give low end fuel and I have to go plug up and get some more. But no, you give me taste buds and I go off. The hungrier I am, the more those taste buds just lit up, right? And so I like to serve them. That's what kind of cook I am. I like to make my taste buds go crazy. And so, like you're saying, and that was so beautiful for you to just really help me to see what it is, that it is slave food. And it is. I mean, that's no insult. That's no where it came from. That is where it came from, right? And so I'm loving that because I'm going to use that as my mantra for me. I want to eat healthy live food. Another way for me to see it. You're saying you're supposed to eat life. You're supposed to eat live, not dead. Woo! Wow! Wow! That's like incredible advice. So I thank you for that. Yes, 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 yes. So what I'd also like to know is people who are working out and who are um, starting this journey toward healthiness, like your goddess bath. What do we need to do in betwixt and in between that movement, and what kinds of things like the bath? What do we are some things that we need to be thinking about? What like that?
I want to make sure I'm understanding your question. So you're saying like in between, yeah, re-ask it for me one more time.
Okay.
Re-ask it
All
for
right.
me. Yeah,
So
yeah.
we're beginning to do the right thing, right? Here I am with this determination that no matter what, this part I'm going to do. My plan is to bring in two more stages, like a threefold plan. Starting with the walking, and when my body breaks through with the walking, as it is beginning to do, it's breaking through. I can feel the cells kind of breaking through. And so, as it does, phase two will be to bring on the food, the proper food. Um, I have 1,000 million books I can read to get the right foods, right? And they all jumble together on me. And I'm sure I'm not the only one. I'm an intelligent being, and I can understand things very, vigorously. But that is confusing. There's so much coming at me. I can show you thick books about uh, nutrition and food and blood and this and that, and it's all run together on me. And I know I'm not the only one. Um, can you talk about that a little bit for me?
Yeah, thank you so much for that question because you're definitely not the only one. I'm included in that category. And I think back to the last comment of what I was saying around get curious and get intuitive. It's like, okay, you've got one component down, which is the movement. You found where that works and that's supporting you. And so maybe there's now another layer you want to add on top of that. So, like, layering your wellness or value stacking your wellness is going to be something that's going to support you. So, what I would say is, excuse me if y'all are hearing the background noise. I don't even know. I'm outside. Life is life in behind me. Love it. In a very active area. It's
Yeah,
beautiful, so I want to be outside today. So, anyways, if you hear some
yeah.
background noise, y'all forgive it. It's the life happening.
Oh,
So,
it's
what
no need for forgiveness. But yes, go ahead.
I would say, oh man, it's a good question, and it's like it's I'm navigating around it as best I can because it's something that I find myself with as well. And what I typically do is number one, give myself grace. Give myself grace because it is a lot. Most of this stuff when it comes to health, especially with eating habit and working out, unless you're in a family that comes from that, you're not taught this information, not on any real deep level, right? Like this is something that we're figuring out and sourcing on our own because we're needing to for health, right? So having full grace for yourself, number one, identifying the things that do work and keeping that in your routine, identifying what isn't working, stop adding that into your routine and replace that with something that is working, and patience because it might take you a little bit of time to figure that out. It's going to be a lot of adding and removing things consistently to find your flow. The human body is so unique and so complex, and even though we all are made up of the same parts, it differentiates depending on what country you were born into, what socioeconomic status you were born into, your bone structure, your DNA structure, your blood type, like all of these things, like really have a lot to do with our genetic makeup. And then when you talk about epigenetics, which is a new scientific study, which is passed down DNA codes that are being lived out in the present life, which are things that are showing up for your present that your ancestors may have dealt with that aren't even yours, but they're showing up for you to clear and heal. So now you're working with elements of your personality that aren't even yours, but they're there because they're in your DNA. And so it's really about getting curious, educating yourself, taking the components of it that you can utilize and strategize and be disciplined with in the now, and then continuing on that path. I think it's about not stopping. And if you do stop or if you do fall off, giving yourself grace and forgiveness and then getting right back on because it's not a fad, it's not a diet, it's not a one time wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. It's a lifetime journey, it's a lifetime commitment. Health and wellness is a lifestyle. It's a lifestyle. It's not one and done. This is something you're going to be doing your entire life until the moment you close your eyes. And so it is a lifelong process. So with that being said, yeah, of course there are going to be moments where maybe you didn't make the healthiest food option or maybe you didn't work out for a week. So be it. What are you doing now that now in this moment that you're aware of the week that you didn't go, or that you were aware of the cheeseburger that you had the last 3 days in a row, what decision are you going to make today to shift that and then continue forward? And knowing every single time that you may get off track, you're going to have the opportunity to get back on track. So it's about continuing on the path no
Wow.
matter what.
Yeah. Oh, what I'm loving about that is it just has continuity in it no matter what. It's just a flowing forward no matter what. It feels like what you're saying is so correct because we're not going to be condemned for trying. We're not going to lose for trying. We're going to gain. We're going to gain as we continue to try it. To do this. That no matter what, because my time I get consumed in reaching these plateaus and my goals, and they if they could feed me food while I'm doing it, I'd be well fed. If I would be in the midst of that work and something was feeding me food as I'm doing it, I would be so healthy. But I'll go all day long and no food, no nutrients, and then I try to jam something in because I am hungry and because I don't have time to make it a very intelligent a meal prep. And but what this is showing me is that's okay too. That's not my lifestyle. That's me working through those things to create my lifestyle, to come up with my lifestyle. And I'm glad to feel that right here, right now. That's why I needed you guys to come on here with me, because I've done this several times before on my own, you know, and I see why God blessed me to say, do it this way, because this will lock you in. This will lock you in. You will be locked in. That's where, and it's a beautiful locked in. It's not like a imprisonment locked in. It's almost being locked into freedom, locked into fresh air, but locked into openness. And so I appreciate that like tremendously. And I know people as they get wind that this is going on will be appreciating it too. I'm loving the fact that different excerpts of what's going on right now, I will be able to send out to people so that people can get a clue on what we can do, and how we can do it, that all of us can be healthy. It's meant for all of life to be a human life to be healthy. So yeah, thank you. Yes, thank you. Yeah. So all right. So tell me about you and what's going on with you right now. What Because you're always doing some of the most amazing things. I'm telling you, I look up and you're in Egypt somewhere. You just I'm like, okay, there she goes again. So tell me what's going on now, and you're always, another thing that I want to say is you are always um, helping people on your path. You want to say, I don't want to be on this golden path alone. Come on, this is a golden path. Come on and get on. So can you tell me what's going on with you now?
Yeah, thank you for that question. What's going on for me right now is I'm engaged. I'm planning a wedding. That's one of the things that's going on. I am recently living out a dream that I've had for a while, which was to go nomadic for a year during doing van life. So Miro and I, my partner, we have a van conversion. So we're going to be visiting all the national parks and like going to every single state this year and really traveling all over the country and like creating, doing movies and singing and doing women's circles all over the country. We have a Greece retreat coming up that the Goddess Bad Experience is hosting for women in September. I have my courses that are open right now, which is all about teaching you the Goddess Bath experience. So the Goddess Bath Masterclass, which teaches you all of the steps of the goddess path, how to use it to manifest, how to use it to heal, how to use it to transform, how to use it to deepen your self care. But really, it's this process about is about having your prayers answered. So I teach you a unique manifestation system that literally teaches you how to have your prayers answered every single time. And then we have our summer course, which is self care alchemy. That one is 3 months, and it's all about having you get clear on what you are creating, like your ideal lifestyle, and how to use our manifestation system to be able to sustain a high performance like lifestyle of your design. So, and then we have our 3-year anniversary for the Goddess Bath Experience coming up this month, actually at the end of the month. So we'll be hosting our annual full moon that will mark the celebration of the 3 years that we have been together as an official community. So um yeah, I think that's it. I just got accepted into Soho House. I'm super excited about that. There's some
What is
film
Silver
projects that
House?
are in the work. So Soho House is a it's essentially like a networking club, and they're all over the world, but they're one of the most prestigious. And I just was accepted as a fellow into Soho House Fellows, which means I get access to all of their clubs all over the world, and I get to facilitate events at the different Soho houses. So I'm really excited about that because I've had such an interesting, unique relationship with Soho House. So we're excited to be able to do some Goddess Bath events there over the next year, and yeah, just living life to its fullest. Like I want to be able to share the codes and the magic that I have so other people can live their unique life by design the way that they want to. And I want others to know that this life is possible. Like I wake up every day in such abundance, and even on the days I don't feel like it, I have my tools and my practices to make sure that I remind myself how abundant I am. And I have an album coming out August 10th as well. So we've got some 2024, we've got some juiciness happening.
Oh my goodness, you have an album coming out too? And
Yeah.
you just finished your first horror film, right?
Yeah, that came out last Halloween, and so you can find that on all major paid platforms right now: Apple TV, Amazon. Uh, where else is it on? Google Play. I think it just hit Tubi as well.
Wow. Oh, okay. Did you get all like flabbergasted when you saw all of that yourself?
Yes, I was like, damn, I'm up to quite a bit here. Yeah, there's things that I've been actively like removing from my plate because I'm like, that's a lot, but it's also like it's fun and exciting stuff.
Yes,
It
that's
really
what I'm
is.
seeing too, and I'm glad you're saying that part because it is, and that's what I was saying to someone. I know that I have to just let go and let God just explode me, just let me go into the universe and do my thing because it is so much that when I try to measure it, I may look at it through a human's eyes. I may look through it at it through some neighbor's eyes or some onlooker's eyes and see she's all over the place. So she doing this or she's doing that. And I knew that that's no messaging for me to take on. That's not my business what somebody sees in that level because I love my life. I love everything about it. Even this uphill climb with exposing all of this nourishing content that I need to give to the world. These nourishing, incredibly serving platforms that I can give to the world. I can't allow anything to break that flow toward that path. So, and I know it's a lot, but what I'm grateful for is to see that everybody who's doing anything that's really qualified as that kind of journey are doing the same thing. They got a lot going on because we got so much opportunity now. For one thing, when before COVID hit, like you were saying, I didn't have a clue what was out there. I didn't even know what Zoom was. You know what I mean? Zoom just kind of became the thing with COVID, And so it just brought me into the new world of technology. You know, my company was coming in, but it was coming in totally antiquated. It was going to be brick and mortar, basically, you know. And so, and if I had hit the success uh, bell on that, if I had really gone through and really it had hit, it may have had me too busy to see all of this. And so it's amazing that you can be busy doing your thing and really kind of pretty successful at it, but not that successful that God has in store with this new realm of technology. This is worldwide, world class journey here, you know, where when we touch one soul, we can touch a billion, you know. And so I'm just happy that I am that busy, you know, and I'm so happy to look over and see you that busy, you know, because I admire you, and I'm like, okay, I admire her, and she's that busy too, you know, so that can't be a bad thing, you know. Yes, no, no, no. So yeah, what I'd like to do before we end is what is going to happen. This is going to be a journey. I don't want the pounds to melt off like rapidly, like I go on some fast and then it just all comes off. And first of all, that sounds agonizing and distasteful. But also, I believe it's unhealthy and it doesn't last, things like that. I want it to be a slow, rhythmic, beautiful journey of losing the weight and taking, you know, taking quality care of myself. So, in other words, this will be going on every day for probably at least a year, you know. And so I really hope you will come back. What these first days are is to get the first 14 people like you to be the ones who will come back, you know, and serve the people ideas and recipes and giveaways even. Maybe some people carry us uh, uh, food lines or makeup lines or whatever it is that helps us in this journey that we're on to healthiness. Will come back. The 14 people will just intermittently come back and offer this and see that, and then the community at large will hear about this, because I would be sending those messaging out, you know, as ads and stuff, so that people everywhere can get the opportunity. Because if you don't know, you don't know, you know, and this kind of setting brings the wisdom. So, will you come back to visit with us?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yes. That's wonderful. So, what I will do is I will get in touch with you so that we can set up the first and the series of times that you would come back, and what your purpose is and what you would like to introduce to the viewers. Because as we reach out to them and we do the ads, the viewers will start to come in. We have not been advertising this at all right now. It's about building the foundation, and the foundation needs to be very, very deep and you know, have steel pieces in it, so that when the building sets on top of it, it'll be strong and ready. So I'd like to get in touch with you to set up that with you. Okay.
Sounds fantastic. Looking forward to it.
All right. All right. Okay. Do you have any little last minute piece of advice you'd like to give me for this journey that I'm on, that may pass on
Yeah.
to other women or men like me who
Yeah.
are
Keep
just
going.
starting? What?
Keep going.
Keep going. That is
Keep
it, isn't it?
going. That's it. Don't stop. You know, that's how failure happens. Failure only happens is when you give up.
When we give
Just
up.
don't give up.
Don't give up. That's
Don't give
it.
up.
That simple and that major. Okay.
Yeah. Don't give
I
up.
won't give up. I will
Yeah.
not give up.
You
And
never
thank
no,
you. Thank you so much, Miss Nicole Levence, actress, CEO, Bath Woman of the Year. I'm like, wow, I just love you so much, and I'm so glad and I will always won't be able to wait until you come on the screen. So,
Yeah, so good. I will
all
be
right.
here. Looking forward to coming back. And anyone who's watching, you can follow me on Instagram. My social is right next to my name. You can get in touch with me there. We also have a little gift on the screen as well if you want to, try out the Goddess Bath experience that Asia and I have been chatting about. So we are here for you.
Yes, yes, please do. And um, so we will end with our little intro since you like it. And we will end with that, okay? I just love you. All right, everyone. Thank you. I'm on my way out to take my steps, guys, every time. This is the prelude to the steps. As soon as I finish here, I go out and hit the pavement. So wish me well, everyone, and keep me in prayer. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Mwah. Thank you so much. Okay.
Wanna dance or dance away, party all night in the rain. Baby, join me, make you feel electric. And if you don't know what to do, grab my hand and follow through. On your skin, I'll make you feel electric. Wanna dance or dance away, party all night in the rain. Baby, join me, make you feel electric. And if you don't know what to do, grab my hand
Okay.
and follow through.
God bless. Bye, everyone.